Hello everyone, my name is Irina Zaykovskaya and I teach Russian at the University of Minnesota. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Russian accent that we can hear from Ilya Rosanov, the Russian hockey player from the TV show Heated Rivalry. The actor who plays Rosanov, Connor Storie, is an American from Texas and, as far as I know, does not speak Russian himself. And yet he manages to perform a pretty convincing, although quite stereotypical, Russian accent. So, how does he do it? Well, let's analyze the pep talk Rosanov gives to his team before a big game in episode 2. First of all, his R's are slightly trilled, not as much as they would be if he was speaking Russian, but just enough to make his speech sound more Russian than English. Pay attention to the words yesterday and before. By the way, Connor Storie is way better than I am at this. Also, the W sound, which does not exist in Russian, turns into a blend between W and V, which is another typical feature of the Russian accent. Note the words want or win, want or vin in the speech. Also, he's doing a great job softening the consonants. What do I mean here? One of the biggest differences between the English and the Russian consonant systems is that in Russian there is a significant difference between hard and soft consonants. Soft consonants are also known as palatalized consonants, because when they're pronounced, the tongue gets raised to the upper palate. To get the idea, try pronouncing the word look, as in look at me, and then the name look. You will likely notice that your tongue moves slightly upwards on the L sound, right? Now, in English, it does not really make a significant difference whether your L comes out as a little harder or a little softer. In Russian, however, it makes all the difference. For example, the word look means an onion, while the word look means a manhole. By the way, the name Look would also be spelled as Luk, the manhole in Russian, although with a capital L, of course. So what the actor does to make Rosanov's accent to be convincing, to sound convincing and believable, is he softens his consonants when a native Russian speaker would soften his consonants. Pay particular attention to the words okay and scream that you can hear in that monologue, and you can hear that k becomes k and r becomes r, okay. Scream instead of okay, and scream. Another hallmark feature of the Russian accent is something we call th stopping. What that means is that sounds represented orthographically by th, so th and the, are pronounced as stops rather than fricatives. What do those words mean? So fricatives are sound that we create by making some sort of obstruction on the way of the air out of our mouths as we are pronouncing it, but the obstruction is not full and the sound is still coming out. You can test it by trying to prolong it. You can, right? Or th. You can't do it with stops, because for the sounds that we call stops, the obstruction we create is full, even though momentary. Th or d. Listen to how Ilya says, I don't need to think about that. Think becomes think, and that becomes that. But this is also not all, because the fun thing is that the English t and d and the Russian th and d sounds are also different. To pronounce the English sound, you normally put the tip of your tongue behind your teeth so that the tip of your tongue touches the alveoli, which are the tiny hard bumps behind your front teeth, right? This also adds a little puff of air to the sound so that they become aspirated. T, d. The Russian sounds, however, are dental, which means that the tip of your tongue touches the front teeth, the back of front teeth instead. The, d. And you can hear it well when Ilya says something like, do it. It isn't do it, it's do it. Interestingly, the only tiny slip-ups in that speech are related to the T's and D's and are in the words night and tonight, because in both of them, the T's actually come out as alveolar and slightly aspirated. But there is a bonus nice touch in this speech. For example, Ilya pronounces the name of the city San Francisco as San Francisco, the Russian way. Finally, I just have to praise the intonation. It looks like Connor Storie thoroughly read the instructions posted on the Gateway to Russia website, which I'm going to read to you as well. A convincing Russian accent suggests power and confidence. This means speaking calmly and slowly with a deep authoritative voice. As for the tone, it should be somewhere between "I don't have time for this" and "you get what I mean, yeah?" To sum it up, kudos to Connor Storie and his dialect coach. They have done a great job. That's it for today. Stay tuned.